Imagine living on the edge of danger, surrounded by the unforgiving wilderness where your survival hangs on a thread. Could you survive? Now imagine you're a cheetah, the world's fastest land animal, but you're unable to run. How does that sound? You won't believe what happened to this cheetah in the wild heartlands of eastern Kenya. It was in a remote village on the periphery of Tsavo East National Park that our story begins. The villagers were living their ordinary lives in a rather extraordinary place, a place where the human world overlaps with the animal kingdom. And in this overlap, a crisis was unfolding, a crisis that involved a particular young cheetah named Aziza, a name that in Swahili translates to precious. This beautiful but deadly predator had been spotted closer and closer to human habitations, a bizarre and alarming behavior that was far from typical for the elusive cheetah. With fear and concern growing in the village, whispers of the peculiar cheetah reached the ears of one Josephat Kimani, a dedicated wildlife biologist who had given his life to the preservation of Kenya's unique biodiversity, particularly the cheetahs, whose population was in a worrying decline. Josephat was no stranger to unusual animal behavior, but this case intrigued him. He decided to investigate, and upon his arrival he spotted Aziza. She was indeed a beautiful specimen, her sleek body radiating a fierce elegance. But even from afar, Josephat noticed her emaciated condition, her ribs almost visible beneath her spotted fur. Something was terribly wrong. Closer observation revealed an even more worrying sight. Aziza was limping, an unmistakable sign that she was injured. For a cheetah, an injury can mean the difference between life and death. In the wild, survival is a relentless race, and for a cheetah unable to run, things looked grim. It was clear to Josephat that Aziza had been forced out of her natural behavior by desperation, drawn to the village in a last-ditch attempt to find food. Josephat knew he had to act fast. Mobilizing the local Kenya Wildlife Service, KWS wardens, they swiftly planned a rescue operation. The operation was meticulously coordinated, involving tranquilizer darts and a specially designed transport cage. The stakes were high and the tension among the team was palpable. One wrong move could spook Aziza and lead to a potentially fatal confrontation. The rescue was a slow and intense process. For hours, the team moved carefully, finally managing to tranquilize Aziza safely and secure her in the cage. As Aziza's limp body was lifted into the cage, a collective sigh of relief swept through the team. However, their work was far from over. Transported to a nearby wildlife rehabilitation center, Aziza was immediately attended to by a team of expert veterinarians. An X-ray revealed a broken metatarsal bone in her right rear leg, likely from a hunting mishap. But there was hope. Although the break was serious, it wasn't beyond repair. After a successful surgery, Aziza began the slow process of recovery. With a rigorous routine of carefully monitored exercise and physiotherapy, she slowly regained her strength. Each small improvement was a victory celebrated by the whole team. Months passed, and finally the day everyone had been waiting for arrived. Aziza, fully recovered, was ready to return to the wild. The joy and anticipation were contagious as they transported her back to the protected area of the park. The moment the cage door opened, Aziza paused, glancing back at her rescuers before exploding into a sprint that left everyone in awe. Watching Aziza disappear into the golden savanna, everyone knew they'd given her a second chance. But what's more, they had given a second chance to her entire species. Because saving Aziza was not just about saving one cheetah, it was about preserving an integral part of our planet's incredible biodiversity. Cheetahs, despite their incredible speed and agility, have not been immune to the impacts of human activity. These majestic creatures have seen their populations plummet in the past century, largely due to human-related factors. While accurate data on the number of cheetahs killed by humans each year is not easy to determine, the numbers available are worrying. The Cheetah Conservation Fund estimates that nearly 1,200 cheetah cubs were illegally trafficked out of Africa over a decade-long period up to 2020. This figure suggests that an estimated 300 cheetahs are hunted or trapped illegally each year, given the high mortality rate during transportation. Moreover, humans have often sought to use cheetahs for personal gain. For centuries, cheetahs were captured and trained as hunting companions for the royalty and elite. In more recent times, they have been illegally poached and sold on the black market as exotic pets. In addition to hunting and the exotic pet trade, cheetah populations have also been heavily impacted by habitat loss due to human encroachment. The conversion of natural habitats into farmland, settlements, and infrastructure has led to the loss of around 91% of their historic range, contributing significantly to their status as a vulnerable species. Addressing these issues is crucial to the survival of cheetahs in the wild. It underscores the need for international cooperation and stricter regulations against illegal hunting and trafficking, as well as conservation efforts to protect and restore their habitats. So there you have it. An incredible tale of survival against all odds. From desperation to hope, Aziza's journey is a testament to the power of human intervention in the struggle for wildlife conservation. If you enjoyed this story and would like to hear more about the extraordinary tales of animal rescue and conservation, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Join us as we explore more incredible stories from the wild and help us spread the word about the importance of wildlife conservation. Together, we can make a difference. Subscribe now and stay tuned for more thrilling rescue stories from the heart of the wilderness.